With kidnapping a newborn and murdering its mother is disturbing enough. But wait until you hear what we've learned she was doing months before the murder even happened. The shocking new details tonight at 6.
On the broadcast tonight, deadly tornadoes caught on camera as they roar through the plains and the south, and the threat continues into tonight. Secrets from the tower. What's behind all these incidents of sleeping air traffic controllers? Tonight, we'll ask a veteran. An NBC News investigation when health insurance companies say no to tests that patients desperately need, and a case where it almost cost this father his life. And making a difference, one young reader at a time. Nightly News begins now.
From NBC News World Headquarters in New York, this is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
Good evening. We are in the middle still of an urgent, violent, and explosive weather situation that has thundered from the Midwest right through the American South. 11 tornadoes were reported in 4 hours' time, starting in Kansas, then Oklahoma, then the numbers started to increase. There have now been dozens, and before tonight is over, we could see 50 of them in the United States. At least 9 people are dead due to weather in just 2 of those states, and while it's early yet in 2011, there have been nearly 250 tornadoes confirmed already this year. We have it all covered for you tonight. Jim Cantori standing by. We begin our coverage tonight with meteorologist Eric Fisher of the Weather Channel. He's in Tushka, Oklahoma. Eric, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. Here in southeastern Oklahoma, we saw some of those violent storms of Thursday evening. One of those coming right through this community of Tushka, Oklahoma. It's a small town, only about 350 residents that live here. So when a tornado of this magnitude comes through, it affects everyone in the community, and those storms continue to rumble tonight.
Large tornado crossing the highway just in front of us.
Storm chaser footage shows one of nearly a dozen tornadoes that ripped through the southern plains overnight. This twister barreled through Tushka, Oklahoma, killing 2 elderly sisters. High school students huddled in a storm shelter as it tore through the building overhead, picking up school buses and flipping them on their sides.
It just looks like somebody came and just stepped on it.
All of the students survived, but seniors, 3 weeks from graduation, wonder where they'll finish the year.
From a school standpoint, a total loss. Yeah, I don't see a possibility of having school in these buildings again.
Whoa, that's violent! Multi-vortex, incredible.
At one point, the system dropped 3 tornadoes side by side.
We got 2, 3.
In western Arkansas, no tornadoes, but violent winds had tragic consequences. A father and his 18-month-old daughter were sleeping in their mobile home when winds blew a tree onto the trailer, killing both. The child's mother survived. In Little Rock, a tree crashed into a home, killing an 8-year-old boy and his mother, who had climbed into his bed to comfort him.
There was a 2-year-old in the house that is fine, that was in a back part. That child is okay.
Further east, in Colt, Arkansas, straight-line winds ripped a double-wide mobile home from its moorings and tossed it 70 feet, killing a 64-year-old woman and critically injuring her husband.
Tornado.
Late this morning in Mississippi, swirling winds created this waterspout, which appeared over Clinton Reservoir.
Whoa.
And storm chasers captured dramatic footage of a tornado near Jackson.
Oh my God, this is not good.
It peeled the roof off of this bank in Clinton. Police did manage to recover all the money inside. The tornado then crossed over Interstate 20.
The interstate shut completely down. We have 2 cars that are flipped upside down.
We're outside the only school here in Tushka, Oklahoma. It is a total loss. It stood for nearly 100 years. Over my shoulder, one of the most bizarre scenes, a bookcase in what was once a classroom. The book still standing as if a storm didn't even roll through. It's another one of those bizarre signs you see in a spring storm that continues to bring severe weather tonight. Places like the deep south, Missouri, Illinois, and on the backside, blizzard conditions and icy cold weather. Brian?
Unbelievable. Eric Fisher starting us off in Tushka, Oklahoma. Eric, thanks. Weather Channel meteorologist Jim Cantori with us tonight from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, a state that is still in the thick of this. And Jim, what is it about this system? Such compact energy. In some cases, a single cell surviving hundreds of miles, still very, very strong.
Yeah, that same storm that Eric showed us in his package down in Clinton, Mississippi, is the same storm that affected us here in Tuscaloosa within the last hour, Brian. And within 5 miles of the campus here at the University of Alabama, we have had structural damage to signs and homes as well. Those are the kind of situations that set up for that. Now, this has been an amazing day. A fifth of the year's tornadoes so far have occurred in this day alone, and we are not done. We still have a long night ahead of us, including the 45,000 people in tents and campers at Talladega Superspeedway with no way to get out of harm's way. There's a storm with a history of tornadoes that's starting to move toward them and should be there within the next couple of hours. A dangerous situation and a long night ahead of us.
We'll keep an eye on it. Jim Cantori in Tuscaloosa tonight. Jim, thanks as always. To politics now in Washington. President Obama's re-election campaign got underway last night with 3 separate fundraisers in his hometown of Chicago. During one of those events, a microphone he assumed was off was instead left on, and it revealed some combative remarks about the budget fight. White House correspondent Savannah Guthrie on the job on this Friday night has that story. Savannah, good evening.
Good evening, Brian. The president's spokesman says the president is not embarrassed. There's nothing on those recordings he wouldn't say publicly. But for a president that so carefully measures his word, it provided for some revealing moments. The candidate president back from a triple header of campaign fundraisers last night in Chicago.
That's what this campaign's about.
Taking questions at a private fundraiser, the president was caught on a microphone he did not know was recording, talking about last week's budget negotiations with Republicans.
I said, you want to repeal health care? Go at it. We'll have that debate. But you're not going to be able to do that by nickel and diming me in the budget. You think we're stupid?
The president also aimed fire at Republican Congressman Paul Ryan, whose 2012 budget proposal the president ripped on Wednesday.
This is the same guy who voted for 2 wars that were unpaid for, voted for the Bush tax cuts that were unpaid for.
On Capitol Hill, House Republicans passed Ryan's budget plan. It cut $6 trillion from the deficit over the next decade, in part by raising the eligibility age of future Medicare recipients. The budget likely won't pass the Democrat-controlled Senate, but Republicans said they're taking a stand.
We have a president who is unwilling to lead. We have too many politicians worried about the next election and not worried about the next generation.
Republicans are also drawing battle lines over a vote to raise how much the U.S. can borrow.
There will be no debt limit increase unless it's accompanied by serious spending cuts and real budget reforms.
In an interview with the AP, the president warned failure to raise the limit will devastate the economy.
He's absolutely right that it's not going to happen without some spending cuts. I'm confident we're going to raise the debt limit. We always have. We will do it again.
Well, the White House says the president still would prefer Congress to raise the debt limit without putting conditions on that vote. The fear is that even the threat of a default on U.S. obligations would have severe consequences for the economy, Brian.
Savannah Guthrie at the White House for us tonight. Savannah, thanks. Later on, we'll have something else the president said that he didn't know was being recorded. We turn, however, overseas now to Libya, where our own Stephanie Gosk today managed to push further toward the front line of fighting between those pro and anti-Gaddafi forces. And she discovered a side of the anti-Gaddafi rebel fighters we have not seen before. Her report tonight from the front line of the fighting on the road to Brega.
West of Ajdabia, the road stretches for miles, with only the occasional reminder that the war has moved back and forth here for weeks. Rebel forces have advanced with help from NATO airstrikes. Halfway to the oil town of Brega, they group outside an abandoned gas station. But these are not just ragtag revolutionaries. Here are units of professional soldiers who defected from Gaddafi's army when the uprising began. They say new, more advanced weaponry will be in their hands within days.
We're at the last staging area before the front line. We haven't seen any of the new heavy weapons, but what we have seen are these new Land Cruiser pickup trucks. They tell us they've come from Qatar.
The Gulf nation of Qatar has also supplied new boots and uniforms. Commanders here say the rebel fighters are now finally communicating better with NATO. Today, they knew not to push forward any further. New airstrikes were expected up the road. General Khalid, a career officer, says professional soldiers have started to control some of the less predictable volunteers. The rebels are still excitable, but we are united with them, he says. We are all the army. During our interview, a new attack.
We're hearing gunfire.
And then this. Gaddafi forces firing artillery.
In the last few minutes, they've come under attack. We're seeing something we haven't seen before. They're not running.
With help from the front line, the rockets position and fire. There even appears to be battlefield strategy. Commanders up front are sending orders to the launchers in the back. Spotters on rooftops look for government forces. Incoming shells keep dropping, but the line doesn't move. It is by no means a match for what they face up the road, but it now looks like this rebel army is doing better with what they have. Stephanie Gosk, NBC News, on the road to Brega.
And in this country, returning now to the story that has people talking here this week and frequent flyers a bit concerned, this rash of reports of air traffic controllers asleep in the tower, aircraft trying to raise them at night, and in some cases landing anyway. There have been 5 such reported incidents just recently. Now some controllers are pushing back, saying this shows exactly that they need more rest due to their hours and their stresses on the job. We're joined tonight by a tower veteran, Bob Richards, with us from Boston. He's a 25-year veteran controller, 22 of those, by the way, at Chicago O'Hare. He wrote the book Secrets of the Tower, in fact. And Bob, why now? Why are we just hearing about this? Is it something new, and were these towers better staffed in the past?
Well, let me first say it's very interesting to me that back in the 80s till I retired from O'Hare a few years ago, I could have told you tower stories that probably would have put you in a shock a little bit. And currently I've got showrunners from Hollywood asking me about these stories and not even get a chance to get back to them. But this story is not new. It's been around for probably 20, 30 years and mulled over. And first of all, any air traffic controller falling asleep, that's indefensible. It certainly is. But let's put this whole thing in perspective to get people more assured here. We are in the safest period of commercial aviation we've ever had. 71,000 flights a day being worked by 10,000 plus air controllers working their butts off to get people from points A to point B. We've got up to 2 years leading up to February 2009 to the Colgan crash, 3 million flights, 1.5 billion people unscathed, and almost a near perfect record since then, okay? And at MIT just this week, right behind me, they did a study that said it's safer to get on an airplane than an escalator. So that's what we need to do. Now, the sky's not falling, Brian, but we do need to address this issue.
And Bob, a quick question in addition. Couldn't you make the Maytag repairman case, and that is that sometimes some of these towers, one controller could be enough unless it isn't on that rare night of an in-flight emergency?
I don't think anybody flying in any airplane any time of night wants to know that there's one person there working the emergency. And, you know, making that position 2 days ago, putting 2 people in the tower was the best, fastest I've ever seen the government move. What it not only does is put one person in the tower, put the public at ease, maybe as far as the sleeping issue, but more importantly, in an emergency, we need 2 people. One person can't do it all. He can't work the emergency and call the emergency equipment, and that's what I think is the most important.
I think most of the flying public sitting at home right now saying it certainly couldn't hurt having more help in the tower. Bob, thanks very much for being with us tonight from Boston. We'll take a break here. When we come back, an NBC News investigation when an insurance company decision to deny a test becomes a matter of life and death, and later pitching in to help kids struggling with reading and making a big difference in their lives in the process.
After 100 years of hybrid technology, someone finally built one you'll actually enjoy driving. The 360 horsepower, 32 miles per gallon Infiniti M Hybrid, the high-performance hybrid.
Your favorite food's fighting you? Fight back fast with Tums. Calcium-rich Tums goes to work in seconds. Nothing works faster.
I can't enjoy my own barbecue with these nasal allergies.
I know what works differently than many other allergy medications. Omneris. Omneris to the nose. Did you know nasal symptoms like congestion can be caused by allergic inflammation? Omneris relieves your symptoms by fighting inflammation. Side effects may include headache, nosebleed, and sore throat.
I toss those allergy symptoms out of my party.
Omneris. Ask your doctor. Battling nasal allergy symptoms? Omneris combats the cause. Get Omneris for only $11 at omneris.com.
Sometimes you need tomorrow to finish what you started today. For the aches and sleeplessness in between, there's Motrin PM. No other medicine, not even Advil PM, is more effective for pain and sleeplessness. Motrin PM.
With just a few adjustments, the plan we worked on for your retirement makes sense. Just stay on track.
What is...
That's the guidance you get from Fidelity.
Thanks.
Whatever your destination, Fidelity will help you get there. Because when it comes to investing, you should never settle. Fidelity Investments.
We're back now here tonight with an NBC News investigation about your money and your life. To hold the line on soaring health costs and unnecessary expensive medical tests, many health insurance companies now require pre-approval, as you know, for some tests. A new Senate report out today underscores what a lot of us already know. Some Americans have been wrongly denied tests they urgently need. It has almost cost at least one father his life. Here with the story, our senior investigative correspondent, Lisa Myers.
Ready? Come right to you.
A little over a year ago, 46-year-old Mike Fields went to the doctor, complaining of pressure in his chest, extreme fatigue, shortness of breath.
I had a real bad feeling there was something wrong, you know, something bad.
His doctor sent him to get a nuclear cardiac stress test. Radioactive material is injected into the heart to assess blood flow. But Fields' insurance company, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Delaware, denied approval of the test 3 times.
What were you told? I was told the letter stated that they didn't deem it necessary.
Recorded calls show Fields' doctor's staff pleaded for approval.
At a total loss, this guy needs a stress test or he's going to drop that.
Finally, Fields' exasperated doctor sent him to the hospital, where Dr. Andrew Dorey found a key blood vessel almost completely blocked. Is this considered a serious heart problem?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this is about as serious as you get, because if this closes, your heart is basically gone.
The next day, Fields had an emergency quadruple heart bypass. Yeah, and if Mike Fields had not come to this hospital,
he wouldn't be alive today, guaranteed.
The decision to deny the test actually was made by a company called Med Solutions, hired by the insurer to pre-approve medical tests. The company works for insurers nationwide and boasts that it can cut costs 25 to 30%. Today, a Senate investigation of Med Solutions cases in Delaware found some denials were warranted, but that a significant number of medically necessary nuclear stress tests were denied inappropriately, about 10 to 15% of all tests. Senator Jay Rockefeller says it's an industry strategy.
It's absolutely deliberate. It's what they've always done. The more they say no, the more money they make.
In fact, Delaware's insurance commissioner reported today that under the contract, Med Solutions fees were to be cut if it didn't save Blue Cross 20% or more. Med Solutions disputes the Senate's findings and argues that cardiologists overuse these tests, often because they have a financial interest. The company says its guidelines ensure that patients receive the right tests at the right time. At no point ever is any criteria considered that doesn't put quality and safety patient care first. Both Med Solutions and Blue Cross say they can't comment on the Fields case because of privacy laws. Blue Cross says it has since changed procedures and no longer requires pre-approval of nuclear stress tests. Machines for these tests are made by Philips, Siemens, and General Electric, a part owner of NBC Universal. Fields still has not gotten over the desperation he felt last year.
I knew something was wrong with me. I knew it. I don't know what to do.
But he considers himself lucky to be alive and treasures time with his son even more.
Ready?
Lisa Myers, NBC News, Newark, Delaware.
Oh!
Another break, and when we come back here tonight, a big mistake coming soon to a post office near you.
The deeper you go, the more good things you learn about oil and natural gas, an industry that supports 9.2 million American jobs, with 20% new jobs in natural gas alone since 2006. And from the energy and manufacturing plants to the fertilizer on the farm to the building blocks for tomorrow's medicines, we're fueling all kinds of jobs. So the next time we discover more oil and natural gas together underground, think of all the good that means above ground. Log on to learn more.
No matter what life throws at you, you can take the heat till it turns into heartburn. You've got what it takes. Zantac. It's strong, fast, lasting relief. So let them turn up the heat. You can stop that heartburn cold. Zantac.
This is Lara. Her morning begins with arthritis pain. That's a coffee and 2 pills. The afternoon tour begins with more pain and more pills. The evening guests arrive. Back to sore knees, back to more pills. The day is done, but hang on. Her doctor recommended Aleve. Just 2 pills can keep arthritis pain away all day with fewer pills than Tylenol. This is Lara, who chose 2 Aleve and fewer pills for a day free of pain. And get the all-day pain relief of Aleve in liquid gels.
My feet are killing me.
Well, we're here to get you custom orthotic inserts.
We can't afford that.
Yes, we can.
Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotic Center. Foot care scientists are behind it.
You have flat feet.
No way.
Way.
Orthotic 440 is recommended.
It recommends the Custom Fit Orthotic insert that's best for your feet.
You'll get all-day relief.
For your tired, achy feet.
And you could save a couple $100.
Sweet. This is great.
Dr. Scholl's Custom Fit Orthotic Center.
Who are you talking to?
For locations, see drscholls.com.
Big news for allergy sufferers. Prescription strength Allegra is now available without a prescription. Same exact medicine, same full prescription strength. Only Allegra delivers fast, non-sedating, 24-hour relief for your allergy symptoms. Prescription strength Allegra, now without a prescription.
Today, we're going to surprise people with the taste of Activia.
That's good.
Wow, this is really good.
Great flavor.
It's really creamy. It's really tasty.
Oh wow.
Jamie and Curtis. It's Activia.
It's delicious.
Really?
I am shocked.
It's hard to believe it's that good for you. That's so good. Try the fabulous taste of Activia today. Taste it, love it, or it's free. And now discover Activia Dessert in rich, indulgent flavors like blueberry cheesecake. Try Activia Dessert today.
Sunday, a fragile economic recovery, rising gas prices, and heated battles over spending. One-on-one with the president's point man on the economy, Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner. If it's Sunday, it's Meet the Press with David Gregory. Dateline tonight. This single piece of evidence could have solved her murder 23 years ago. But detectives had no idea what it meant until now.
I always knew he was going to pay for what he did.
Dateline tonight on NBC.
One more note from that open mic night in Chicago last night caught President Obama on tape at a fundraiser. It's clear he's become just the latest White House occupant to be surprised by the low technology of the place. The truth is, the White House itself and much of the support structure surrounding the president is nothing like the Hollywood version. Harrison Ford has it all over Barack Obama, who was heard complaining last night, quote, "We can't get our phones to work. I always thought I was going to have like really cool phones and stuff." He said the White House is 30 years behind when it comes to technology. Says he called his people in and said, "Come on, guys, I'm the president of the United States. Where's the fancy buttons and stuff and the big screen comes up?" It doesn't happen. And that sometimes, by the way, extends to the president's aircraft. The truth is, JetBlue had live TV on its planes before Air Force One did. For 125 years, from her iconic spot in New York Harbor, Statue of Liberty has welcomed millions of huddled masses looking to breathe free. So it's easy to understand why the Postal Service used her image for a stamp, except it's not her. Stamp is mistakenly based on a statue outside a casino in Vegas, the New York Casino. Stamp collector caught the error, but the Postal Service is sticking with her, saying they would have selected her picture over the one in New York Harbor anyway. When we come back here tonight, a romance with words, making a difference for those who struggle without help.
People have all kinds of retirement questions.
No problem. TD Ameritrade has all kinds of answers.
Call us for quick help opening your new IRA.
Or an in-depth talk with a retirement expert like me.
Stop by my branch for a free retirement checkup.
Retirement hows and how muches.
Wins.
And what ifs.
Bring them on.
It's free.
You're going to retire.
And we're going to help.
Retirement answers at TD Ameritrade.
Roll over your old 401k and get up to $500.
Anyone who grows things for a living will tell you a plant is only as good as the soil you put it in. Look, both these potted plants got the same sun, same water. Only difference? This. Miracle-Gro potting mix. Rich organic ingredients with Miracle-Gro plant food mixed right in. It even feeds plants for 6 straight months. Want this result? Got to start with this soil. Miracle-Gro potting mix. Success starts with the soil.
Germs in your mouth build up and form a layer called biofilm, so strong it survives brushing. Thankfully, there's Listerine Antiseptic. Its triple action formula penetrates biofilm, kills germs, and protects your mouth for hours. Fight biofilm with Listerine.
OsteoBioflex is a great product. I can go back and do gardening with comfort.
OsteoBioflex with 5 Loxin Advanced shows improvement in joint comfort within 7 days. OsteoBioflex, now available in a new and different 1-per-day formula.
Those with frequent heartburn imagine a day free of worry. A day when we can eat what we want, drink what we want, and sleep soundly through the night. Finally, that day has arrived with Prevacid 24 Hour. Just 1 pill helps keep you heartburn-free for a full 24 hours. Prevent the acid that causes frequent heartburn all day, all night. Now we are free, happy. With Prevacid 24 Hour, happiness is a day without heartburn.
So what's the snapshot discount?
It's pretty revolutionary. Patented, actually. It takes a snapshot of your good driving habits so you can save money.
Just like a snapshot.
That's what I'm talking about. You're in a sports car. Show it to me. Yes. I want to believe it. Beautiful. Fierce. Love it. I think we have it.
The snapshot discount. New, huge, and only from Progressive.
A woman charged with kidnapping a newborn and murdering its mother is disturbing enough. But wait until you hear what we've learned she was doing months before the murder even happened. The shocking new details tonight at 6.
And lift. We wanted to show you the sky lit up last night in California, Vandenberg Air Force Base. All we're allowed to know is satellite mission atop an Atlas V rocket. The details of the satellite's purpose, final orbit, all classified. We only know it's a military thing. We're probably not even supposed to look at these pictures directly. Time now for our Friday night Making a Difference report. This is a great one tonight, pitching in to help kids struggling to learn how to read. Thanks to some generous people in Chicago, school children are getting the extra help they need, which is making a big difference in their lives. Our report from NBC's Rahima Ellis.
Hopping off the bus for a unique field trip that, believe it or not, puts these 4th graders back in a classroom, and they like it.
I wrote about dancing. I wrote about our championship game.
They read and write together.
Volleyball is thick and thin.
And get to wear the pencil costume when they volunteer to read out loud.
Making baskets more than ever, it makes me feel proud.
The class is conducted by Open Books, a literacy program in Chicago that provides tutoring and online mentoring for students. Nationwide, studies show that only 33% of 4th graders are proficient or better at reading. 22% of adults can barely read at all. Numbers like these motivated Stacy Ratner, a former .com businesswoman, to found Open Books 4 years ago. With a dedicated army of 3,000 volunteers, the program has helped more than 2,300 students.
If you can't read the bus schedule, how are you going to get to work? If your kids don't know how to read, how are they going to grow up to have the kind of lives that they want to have?
A fully stocked store of donated books serves as the heart of the operation. The store holds about 50,000 secondhand books, from children's titles to rare books. Sales bring in half the money needed to support the literacy program.
You know it for sure.
Open Books also sends volunteers to about a dozen schools for weekly tutoring sessions. Students in the program at Bronzeville Lighthouse Charter School have boosted their average reading scores from 20 to 62 words a minute. Joan Riley works with 12-year-old Xavier Macklin.
I think he's much better at sounding out words.
Promoting literacy by nurturing young readers, one book at a time. Rahima Ellis, NBC News, Chicago.
Great story from Raheem Ellis, who covers education for us. And for us, that's our broadcast for this Friday night and for this week. Thank you for being here with us. I'm Brian Williams. Lester Holt will be here with you this weekend. We hope to see you right back here on Monday night. In the meantime, have a good weekend. Good night.
It's one thing to get to sing in front of your favorite singer. It's another to be coached by them.
I absolutely have to work with you.
The Voice premieres April 27th.